taking the piss.
Despite the government's multi-billion-pound U-turn on welfare reform, disabled groups and a significant number of Labour MPs remain unconvinced. So the heat outside Parliament today was nothing compared to the heat on the Work and Pensions Secretary trying to sell the changes.
We have listened carefully and we are making positive changes as a result. This means no existing claimants will lose PIP because of the changes brought forward in this bill.
But if the government was hoping the promise to protect both PIP and the health element of universal credit for existing claimants but not new ones would be enough, just listen to the anger boiling on its own benches.
Having no public consultation on these plans excludes the voices of disabled people. This is not just about process. This makes disabled people worse off.
As it stands, the legal advice we've had is that these proposals will breach our obligations under the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities.
Jane, who has arthritis and kidney disease, will keep her PIP under the new proposals, but she blames the government for the despair she and others have been put through.
I never thought I would see the day when the Labour government would be worse than the Tories. It makes me angry that they've gone after the vulnerable and those that have the least.
And has the government done enough to stave off a possible defeat tomorrow? One of the original rebels is not convinced.
You were a key name on the reasoned amendment. You were a key part of the negotiating team on the concessions. If you are saying now that you're not happy, that's going to influence quite a lot of people.
So I want to emphasise the positive, but we're not quite there yet. We believe that amendments still can be made, and we'll certainly, if for example, in the oral statement today, it looks as though that still isn't acknowledged, we will be looking to table amendments.
Keir Starmer admitted over the weekend he'd been distracted by world events and not focused enough on his welfare reforms. If he is now listening, he might be hearing a major rebellion when this is voted on tomorrow is still very much on the cards. Romilly Weeks, News at 10.
And as I said in the headlines, Robert is here to tell us what's going to happen tomorrow.
So, as I said actually last week when revealing this dramatic U-turn on these disability reforms, basically protecting those with disabilities right now from any cuts, I thought the Prime Minister would win. I still think he will win, but actually I think the size of the rebellion after today's performance by Liz Kendall, Work and Pensions Secretary in the Commons, will be a bit bigger than is comfortable for the government. I mean, and the reason for that is what was revealed today is this really glaring contradiction in the policy, which is on the one hand, they announced a review by the Disability Minister, Stephen Timms, which will be co-produced with disability rights groups, and that is going to set the new rules for disability payments. And at the same time, they said that from the end of November next year, the new rules, which they've already decided, are going to go ahead. And so there was just this glaring contradiction about whether they're really consulting the disabled or not. And for lots of Labour MPs, the penny has dropped that this is as much about meeting the fiscal rules, making sure that the Chancellor doesn't have to raise taxes too much in the budget, as about genuinely reforming the system in a rational way. And that is why increasingly we saw today even moderate Labour MPs just frustrated, right? I don't think they want to throw the Prime Minister under a bus now, so I think enough of them will back the government. But he is undoubtedly damaged. And I think we're almost, well, we are at the stage where MPs say to me, broadly, if Keir Starmer wants to be there for the long term, his Chancellor can't be.